Mr. Rivers has created an evergreen menagerie. Mr. Rivers, what started you off on topiary in the first place?
Well, just one of those things that I just took a fancy of doing this sort of work. I don't know why, but I've always been interested in arts.
Is topiary an art, do you think?
It can be. It can be. Definitely.
This eagle you're doing, what made you choose to do an eagle?
I want to do something else different to other people. That's my art.
Have you got any special tips to people who are starting topiaries?
Well, I don't like giving a lot of tips away, but I will give a few. I first started off by growing a little piece in the center of this hedge. I plaited it together to about 6 inches high. I kept cutting the top off to let it branch out. And when I got them all complete, I let 2 little pieces come up through the center. Well, more than 2. It would be about 3 or 4 on each leg. I plaited them together. I let them go to about 3 inches high. And then I let them cross together to make the body. I eventually let the wings go out on their own. I didn't do nothing with that at all. I just let them go out on their own and kept nipping the ends off to shape them. Now when I could see what was going to happen was, they get so long on the thing like this, because of the wingspan, I just pushed a piece of wire through the center of the body, and that holds it up into its position. And then I also let the tail come after. I didn't do it all at once, a little bit at a time, just to keep the shape. Because if you try to do too much, it doesn't thicken out.
How do you think your topiary compares to other topiaries you've seen?
More outstanding in my mind. People do cut them out to a shape, but it's not to the perfect shapes I see.
Have you ever gone in for professional hedge trimming at all?
I've never gone in professionally, but my former employer, he asked me to go to his plough match to trim the hedge, which I did. And I won first prize. So I can't really say that I've done a lot of it really, but I went straight to the top. Well, it's just one of those things that I seem to have got the gift for it. If I can see it in my mind, I got it to come, I'll go and do it. If I can't see it, I'll leave it alone.
Mr. Coe in Suffolk has the gift for it too. But this is no ordinary hedge.
They're May trees. They're red May, we call them, but I mean, I expect they are the hawthorn variety, I expect. Well, Mr. Bannister had the idea 30 years ago or more. He split his tree down the middle, and then he said, Tom, I'll do yours. If you like, I'll help you do yours. And that was how we started. Mine is a pheasant. And I should think Mr. Bannister's a chicken, wouldn't you?
And what do you think Mr. Vincent's is? This Wonderland front garden is near Laycock in Wiltshire. And along the same lines, but perhaps on a bigger gauge, an 060 tank engine, growing in Mr. Powell's sidings near Bristol. While berthed beside the A4095 between Woodstock and Witney, a V&W class destroyer. She's commanded by Mr. Arthur Leach, a former leading torpedo operator.
My Hedge is HMS Verity. I served on it for 5.5 years. We had some hectic times and some good times. This part here was the depth charges. Moving along here with an eye-angle gun, 12-pounder. Then came the 4.7s, two 4.7s. There's the mainmast. These are triple torpedo tubes, which I served on. The old mast, I mean, it's not quite like the mast that was actually on the ship, but as near as I could get it. And the old ship as it is now, it got recommissioned last year by a bird building down in here, which was the sick bay. She laid 5 eggs and hatched off 5 baby blackbirds.
And finally, the front garden that has everything: flowers, fruit, vegetables, bees. I suppose that for me it's the garden to end all gardens. It's at Sherburn in the Windrush Valley, and it belongs to Mr. and Mrs. Saunders.
Beekeeping in itself is one of the finest hobbies, and it's a dying art, definitely. I don't think there's anybody else in the village with them now, and there used to be 200 to 300 stocks in the village. You've got to show no fear. And once you've been stung 2 or 3 times, you get used to it. You get immunised from bee stings, but once you've been stung with a wasp after a bee, you'd sooner be stung with a bee than a wasp. I'm near 18, I am 79, so I've had a good innings. I've been married 60 years, come 17th, I believe it is, next year. And we've been in this house 54 years, 11th of last May. Well, personally, I like the old things best. I grow everything that I can possibly. Anything that suits the eye, and a lot of this suitable for the stomach too. If you can please both parts of the body, you're well away, aren't you? There's something beautiful about producing something that, or assisting nature. You don't produce it, you assist nature, don't you? The will of God, you produce it. But I had one chap along here, and he said, "You got a lovely garden, mister." I said, "Well." He said, "Do you do it all yourself?" And I said, "Yeah, with God's help." And he said, "You leave it at 12 months with God and see what it's like. It'll be full of weeds," and it would be, wouldn't it? That brings you back to religion. Man shall work by the threat of his brow and eat the labours of his own hands. And that's it, isn't it? And that's what we've got to come back to. When you come back to your ponies, traps and cars in time. I won't be here, but somebody will be. And I'd like to live it and do it all over again. And live in the same place and have the same woman. There you are. And that, I hope, will end my song with her. I'm satisfied with her. I'm satisfied with my lot, and I hope you people will be satisfied with the end of yours, as I shall be when mine comes.